Hi. When you use AI for coding, very often models hallucinate. Even best and biggest models can make mistakes when working with not so well-known libraries or with new versions of libraries. Sometimes you ask model to do something very simple and it makes very stupid mistakes. But there is a way to fix it. If you want your agent to provide better results, more reliable results, and make less mistakes, it's a good idea to provide it with documentation to the library that you use or to the framework or to the language that you use. In this video, I'll show you different ways of how you can give documentation to AI agent in Cursor IDE. So if you are interested, please continue watching. I'm now in Cursor and this is a standard Cursor interface. In the right, we have this agent window where we can type commands and it will execute them and do something with our code base, modify files, create new files, answer our questions. Now, let's say I want Cursor to integrate Nebius Token Factory into our project. Nebius Token Factory is a place where you can call different APIs for LLMs and other AI models. So if I want to integrate AI into my project, I might use Token Factory, and I know that Cursor and most modern models, they don't know about Token Factory and exact API. How do I do the integration? The first way how you can easily add documentation to Cursor is that if you have a tutorial, you can just copy this link, go to Cursor, and then just add this link here. You see that this link is highlighted, and then when you ask it to do something, it will fetch all the content from the page that you mentioned in the context of the agent and use it as a tutorial. Obviously, you can provide it with multiple links, and in this case, it will read them all and include them all into the context. This is a very good thing. This also works if you find a tutorial on how to do some integration on different libraries. You can also send a link to tutorial, to Medium article, and ask agent to follow what's written in that article. The second way to integrate documentation into Cursor is using basically documentation. So not so many people are aware of that Cursor already indexed a lot of documentation for tons of frameworks and languages. In order to include documentation into the context, you need to type add, and then you can see docs here. And here you can find some of the first documentation for libraries available, but obviously it's only for libraries starting with A, but Cursor indexed much more. For example, we can type Python and see like Python 3 or Python login, Selenium Python, or we can type Next.js, Next.ui. When you tag documentation like this, Cursor will then use this documentation to implement the feature you wanted to implement. Obviously, it will not include all documentation. I assume they do some kind of vector search, but it should at least improve your results and make output more reliable. Now, what to do if you can't find a library you need in Cursor? There's a way to add your own library. You need to go to Cursor settings, then here you can go to indexing and docs, and you can see add doc. You need to send a link to documentation. I'm now in the tutorial quick start, but I will send link to the original home page of docs. In this case, Cursor will find all sub pages and will index them as well. So let's copy that. Let's add it here, enter, token factory, prefix, entry point, confirm. Now you see that it already indexed that. If you click here, you'll see all the pages, 103 pages that Cursor indexed. If you click on this refresh icon, it will obviously reindex the whole documentation. If you know there's a new version, you might want to just ask it to reindex. Now I can tag Token Factory in the agent, and documentation will be included with my request. So I don't need to send links to direct tutorials. I can just tag this documentation every time I need to use this library and this service. Okay, this was all for today. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.